Hello, I am Erica Wiggins with the Sugar House Chamber.
Hi, I'm Anthony Giorgio with Wandering Productions and the Sugar House Chamber, and we're doing something a little bit different today. For the last 6 months, I've been the lead videographer and editor of all of the different videos you've seen on the Sugar House Strong pages. Today, I'd like to take you on a tour of some of my favorite shops and the people we've worked with, Brandon and Erica's favorite shops, along 1100 East. Let's take a look. So right now we're walking past the anchor of this block, Sterling Furniture, which is on 2100 South, 1100 East.
And for those that don't know, Sterling Furniture shares its parking lot with Central Book Exchange and the Village Vintage.
Some of the businesses you may be most familiar with on 1100 East are Sugar House Coffee and Village Vintage, and we have great relationships with those folks through Sugar House Strong because Sugar House Coffee was one of the very first Sugar House Strong videos ever produced, and the Village Vintage was the first video I ever shot. Just an average day on 1100 East.
And there's so many great businesses here. The antique shop, soup kitchen, many that we haven't even had a chance to get to. Parking is there for Fiddler's Elbow and Salt Lake Pizza Pasta. And of course, one of my personal favorites, Central Book Exchange, a points-based book exchange used bookstore. What more could you ask for? Coffee, vintage, used books. And of course, there's Sugar House Coffee right next to Best Friends Animal Society. We'll get back to them in a minute.
Hey, so as we're passing by this alleyway, this is a tucked away little alley that's just north of Sugar House Coffee and Best Friends Animal Society. We've got our friends Koala Tree that are just way back in the alley by Sugar House Parlor and Yoga Sune. They do great stuff in the community, both in the local Sugar House community and in the global community with recycled plastics that they actually use to manufacture their clothing line. Eco-conscious goods, people. It's the way of the future if there is one.
And across the street are shops like Awakening Heart, Rewind Vintage, where you can find extra cool pieces like these. The two shops under that roof are Commerce and Craft and Lily Bee Emporium.
Over here is the post office, which is the anchor of this block and has been here for many decades, just like Sterling Furniture. Over here we've got Cameron Wellness, which is right across the street from Tizanti. Many places along 11th East where you can restore your mind, body, and spirit.
There are so many businesses that are focused on wellness. Not only Yoga Sune and Summit Pilates or Cameron Wellness Center, but also Bikram Yoga.
Which, speaking of mind, body, and spirit, right over here is the Bikram Yoga Studio, which is only the second video I ever shot.
And further north on 1100 East is the perfect companion to Best Friends Animal Society, Healthy Pets. You adopt your friendly critter at one location, and then you go up the street and get them healthy, all-natural food and supplements.
And here we are at Brownies on 1100 East and Blaine Avenue. This is where I'm going to leave you for today. This is by no means an exhaustive list of all the marvelous businesses that exist on 1100 East. There's some of them that are tucked away, way back from the street. There are some that we just didn't have time to get to. If there are any that you feel like we missed, please let us know in the comments, and who knows, hopefully we'll be able to get them to feature in a future video. As for me, this is the end of my tenure as the Sugar House Chamber videographer. It's been an honor and a privilege. I'd like to extend my thanks to Erica Wiggins, Steve Seliger, Brandon Hill, Landon Clark, and every single one of these business owners that made Sugar House Strong possible. Thank you again, and so long.
Be sure to follow these folks on social media, and a huge shout out to all the volunteers who make the Sugar House Strong video program possible.